Hey guys, so this is my first voiced YouTube video ever, and it's a walkthrough for my new dystopian horror map, The Story of Oliver Whitlock. So I'll be covering both the puzzle solutions and the story in this, so huge spoiler warning. If you want to connect with me, you can hit me up on Instagram, YouTube obviously, Twitter. And then my suggestion for playing this map is you want to turn as much of the HUD off as you can, increase the volume for both the cinematics and the music. All text that's yellow is for story, white is for puzzle hints, and it's best played with 1 to 4 people. And then if you like the content, you want to support me in making more maps, use my code in the store, help me pay for my school. And so with that, let's get started. So first you spawn in this room with the alarm clock going off, and you're blocked from leaving until you turn it off. So it'll make that annoying noise until you do that. And so you're late for work, you need to rush out. You have to go to your car. Your car doesn't start, so that you'll hear this little noise, meaning that you've completed that. And so you have to walk. And so you walk outside of your neighborhood. You'll notice you live at the really trashy house at the end. There are a bunch of more modern houses around. So this bright button you hit, it'll make a sound effect, like a slamming noise, meaning it didn't work. And so you have to bounce house to house, searching for each gate key. And so this house on the right, first one on the right, the gate key is through the fireplace, so you can just crouch right through it and then hit it. And the next house, it is on the second floor, where you have to jump on this door frame right about here and then go in. So you hear the slamming noise again. Your house doesn't have one, so it's just this next house over here, and it is in the garage, so you just have to crouch under and walk through, hit the button inside. So this map is very sound based, so it'll give you hints and clues based on what noise it makes, so it's really important that you keep the sound on. And then the last button is up on top of the garage of this house, and then you walk down, drop through, and the button is right here on the side of the TV. And so you'll hear a little like sound effect that'll tell you it's open, as well as the text will pop up. And so this is like the first section of the map. So this music that you hear go off, I wrote specifically for this, so it's like a little theme song. And so when you walk up to the stores, it says a friend left you something behind the desk of the news station. So when you're walking up, this news station is the little corner store, and so you're gonna walk in, and you'll notice the little burger behind, and you can't walk back there, so you have to figure out some way behind the desk. And so if you look in the gym store, you see a little sign that says the bear holds a secret. And so this store over here is the Bleakwater Bears, like a reference to my other map. And so behind the bear in the back corner, you'll see a little explosive device you can hit. And so this breaks one of the walls on this side. And then so if you run to the other side in the news station again, if you look in the back corner, it's blocked by some vending machines, so you just have to crouch back here and then hit the little explosive device, and so now you have like a clear path through here. And then so the last step to this is to go into the arcade, which is this last building, and in one of the rooms you can jump over the wall and grab a sniper rifle. It'll tell you cannot leave the arcade with this weapon, so if you walk out, it'll clear from your inventory. And so now that this path is opened up, you can just snipe the burger and leave. So that part can get a little challenging because you want to use the sniper first because it's generally the item that you run into initially. And so behind the desk you'll grab a flashlight, hear a little noise. And the little theme song will play again. And so the next part of the story revolves around taking a shortcut because now you're on foot, you're late with the flashlight, and you can cut through into the forest. So there's a bunch of thick grass here that you just walk through. You can follow the text, kind of wander through. So you'll notice a shipment crate right here that's labeled 237, and so this is the third thing that's been labeled thus far with 237. The initial room you spawn in has it, the tower back in the stores has it, and then there are a few shipment crates already hidden, and so that's going to be important to the story later, and so I'll leave that for then. And so you open up to a little clearing, and so what you'll notice is this opening over here, and there's a snowman over there that you need to get to. If you walk anywhere past this, you'll die, so like right past this line where the dirt is. If you look under the waterfall back here, there's a sign that says the pattern lies beneath a tree, and so that's supposed to clue you to start looking around in the trees. And then in this back corner over here, there's an explosive device right here. Finally. So there's a little opening in the bottom that you can crouch through and go down. And so this will lead to a little cave. And so down at the bottom of the cave, you'll have these tiles that are colored red. And so if you walk along the tiles, they'll switch to blue or whatever color your team is at the beginning. So if you have friends, then they'll be assigned different colors. And so if you walk across them like this, it'll change them all to blue. And so after you walk all over them once, some will revert back to the original red, and then the others will stay this color. And so over there you have the snowman spray, which is supposed to clue you that this is the pattern that matches the snowman up there. Made this little diagram of the pattern to kind of illustrate my point better. So at the top you'll see the snowman, which you need to reach, and then at the bottom is where you are, and then the blue are the safe, the red are the ones that kill you. Really proud of this clip art. Go back upstairs. That's what my college education was for. By crouching through here and jumping up. And so right here, this would be the first block of the pattern. It helps if you pull out mats, you don't have to. And try to place a floor. So you can just start walking the pattern. And then it cuts here. And then when you pick up the snowman, all the barriers will be destroyed, and you're just free to go. And so you take the snowman and you throw it right here, and it'll allow you to jump up and go to the next section. So this next section has this little clanking noise of machinery that you can hear, and so if you walk up through here slowly, you get a glimpse of this giant like robot monster. And so you decide, hey, maybe I shouldn't walk this way, which is a great idea, you know. And so you have to cut back and go this way towards the cave. And so walking through the cave, you get kind of lost, and so it leads to this giant canal sort of thing. And so right when you jump down here, a ball will spawn, and Indiana Jones style will try to crush you, and so you just have to run through this section as fast as you can without dying. And so a little message will pop up with run. The music will pick up, and you just gotta book it. And so the ball will come rolling behind you, and then you're free. And so this next section, you'll walk in, there's 4 rings, all with a different color, glowing, and it's just a giant cave. You'll notice a ball up there in the corner, and then a grappler right here. And so, going up here, you can knock the ball off of its pedestal, and the blue color up there matches the blue color down here, and so it's also the same size. So this largest ball goes into the blue ring, and you hear a little noise confirming. Another one is up here. It's in this orangish ring. So you just have to pickaxe it, let it drop, and then walk it this way. And so another one is up here. And so if you walk into this section, above it will be kind of floating. You can knock it down. See the color is red. So you just gotta pickaxe it. Sort of towards the exit. Sometimes it doesn't actually want to listen to you, and it'll kind of do its own thing, but just gotta make it work. And so this ball, oh, nope, is the red one. You just have to hit it over here. And you'll hear the noise again. And then the last one is up here, and this is probably the hardest one. So it's up here in the corner. And so what you want to do is kind of line yourself up from here, and you want to hit it to the platform right there. There's a little corner of it that you can kind of hold the ball into. Okay, so you want to take the ball, hit it in the center, and it'll fly over to the other side and kind of hold. If it falls off, no big deal, it'll just reset. And then you... you hit it off and restart. Hey. So this is the last one. You just have to hit it over here. Call it a day. And this will trigger the last one. You'll hear a noise again of the door opening. And so you're free to go. Your inventory will clear about here, and then you just grab a new flashlight. And so out of the cave now, you ran away from a monster. Didn't die to the giant boulder, hopefully. And so you're just wandering through the forest again. And so it'll pop up by this charging station right here. And over there you'll see that you need a car to travel into the city. On this other side, you'll notice that there's another monster down the street with another shipment container. It's kind of hard to see. And so the charging station has the car that you need, and so you just have to figure out how to get into the garage. And so behind here there's a little button you can hit. It opens up the garages, and you're free to take one. And so through this tunnel is when you're going to start, or you're going to go into the city itself. And so the city is just going to have these giant neon lights, and they'll be pretty tall and kind of corner you. And so down the street there's a bridge, like a drawbridge, that needs to be lowered, and so you just have to figure out how to lower it. If you notice in the city, there's going to be a window without any light in it, and it'll have a small light bulb in the top. And so you just want to bounce on top of the cart and go right there and grab this junk rift. And so now you just have to figure out where you want to throw the junk rift. Up on top of one of these bridges, you'll notice that there's a dirt burger. And so what you want to do is just throw this junk rift at it. It'll destroy the burger, and it'll open the bridge down. And so now you can just go to the next section. So when you drive across here, you also notice on the right there's another creature just chilling in the street. And so This moves to the second half of the city. Down here in the corner, you'll notice that there are grenades. You just want to stock up on as many as you can. You spawn back really quickly. And so you'll notice there's another drawbridge down there, and you have to throw these grenades into the windows that are not lit with the neon lights, and instead have the light bulbs in them again. So there's one there, there. There are 10 of them. Hence 10 grenades, you know, I know. I don't know if I actually hit that one. So there's that one. There's one up here as well. Dodge grenades. And then there's one right there. Look, I never said I was good at throwing grenades. So just 2 left, I think. And so that will lower the bridge, the second bridge, and you're free to get on your car and go again. And then the little theme music will play again. I'm just saying, whoever made this music is really good. You should definitely use their code. Just saying. And so this is where you get to the industrial section. There's little factory buildings on the side, like warehouses, and then this is like the main factory building. And so you want to get out of your car, go inside, clear your inventory again, grab a new flashlight. And so now you open up into the actual factory itself, like the warehouse of it. And so you notice there are a ton of shipment crates around. And so these are the same shipment crates that you've been seeing across the map, like at the gas station, the first charging station, the second charging station, in the forest. And so what you want to do is just walk to the other side, and there's a gate that's half open. Now this section is the only sort of death running section. Where you might actually die a few times. And so basically these work on a timer system where they will move back and push forward, and they will push you off into the water to kill you. And so these first ones you can literally press up against it, the barrier, and then just walk. It shouldn't kill you. Now this next section is definitely harder. You'll notice there are 3 slightly longer ones that are slamming against the conveyor belt, and you only have enough time if you get a running start. So if you just walk casually, you will not be able to do it. And so the best way to do this is to preemptively run, and if you miss the timing, you can just walk up against the wall and back up rather than dying, respawning, and getting frustrated. So like if I started right now, I just slammed up against the wall, so I got the timing wrong. Got the timing wrong again. And I suck at this. And so you can just keep repeating that until you get the timing right. You'll notice a slamming in the background that'll kind of give you a hint. You can like follow the beat. And so just like that, you get across. So you don't even have to die for it. Okay, so this next section has also been really confusing for a lot of people. And so this is a pipe room. And so you'll notice that the water is filled in the bottom. If you step in it, you'll die. And so there's a bunch of pipes everywhere. If you go up this one and across, you can jump up right here. and hit a button. And so when you hit this button, it'll lower the water level considerably. So see how it was up against the brim, and then now it's like 1 down. And so the section over here is actually, it does not have any more water in it. And so this is the one where another button is hidden. And so the second button is hidden right against this pipe. You drop down here, and then it is right up here. So it's a really cheeky spot. And so you can just jump back on this pipe and then jump across. And so with that button, it'll lower all the way to the ground here, and it won't actually kill you now. And so there will be one last button, and it is right here. And so when I hit this button, a new sound will play, kind of like a spooky or howling noise. And so if you have not played past this point yet, I would not spoil it. I would just pause this video right now and just go do it for yourself. But for those of you that stick around, I'll show you. So you hear this the machinery noise again, much like the one you heard out at the forest. And you walk down this very dark hallway. And so there'll be a screen right here that says somebody's watching you. And then the monster will appear with a little jump scare noise, increase the sound, and you just have to run. So when you round the second corner, there's another one sitting right there for you. And so I should have just enough health that when I walk through here, I get spooked one more time, and then I go right here. And then once you walk past this point, it'll slam the door shut, and you'll enter the vault. And so, as a recap, the factory had the shipment containers all in them. This was like a secret kind of lair inside of the entire building. And then you'll notice that the factory's full of the giant creatures. And so, the story here is that the creatures are being shipped out from this facility. And so that's why you're seeing them across the map. And so this is the final puzzle of the map, and it's probably the hardest one. And so you'll notice you have 6 buttons, 3 on each side, and then you will also have 3 barriers. And so the buttons will disable and enable a combination of them. And so I'm going to show you a little picture for them to explain it better. In this second diagram I made, the rectangles are going to represent the barriers, and they're labeled 1, 2, and 3, and the buttons are labeled alphabetically. Each button is going to correspond with a barrier and disable one of them, and also enable a series of them. And the buttons are going to have to be pressed in sequential order in order to deactivate all the barriers. The first one in the sequence is D, which is going to disable 2 and enable 1 and 3. The next is B, which will disable 3 and enable 1. And the last is C, which will only disable 1 but not enable any of the other ones, which will allow you to walk through. Okay, so for this, the combination is this button right here, which will lower the second barrier and leave up 3 and 1. And then this button, which will take down 3 but keep 1 up. And then the final one is this one, which you have to press, and it will lower the first one. And so this is the final part of the story. And so, again, spoiler warning. And so the music will play. The number that was spread across the map probably 15 times, 237, refers to the test number for you. Like, this simulation has been run over 200 times, and the creature hasn't killed you, and so they're readjusting. You'll notice there's a ton of security cameras. There were also a ton across the entire map almost every time you completed a puzzle. And so it says initiating test 238, preparing reset, and so when you walk down here, it will kill you, and then you'll hear a familiar noise. And so you'll spawn in the Haymatic, shut off the alarm. The number will change to 238 instead of 237, indicating that this is a new test. And then you get to leave. And so this is the map. I hope you liked the story. I hope the puzzles weren't too complicated. They probably were, you know. I feel you. And so I want to thank all my playtesters on the sides. I want to specifically thank Sunday, who really helped me with the trailer for this map, and then also gave me a ton of advice. I probably wouldn't have finished this map. It's been like 2 months. Anyway, so if you want to support me, use my code in the store. I'll bring you more maps. I'm a full-time student, so like, I don't know how often I'll be able to bring maps, but if you use my code, more maps. Yeah. And so here are all my socials again. Feel free to message me on Instagram. I'm always answering it because I'm bored. And so you're free to play my theme song out. Thanks again. Peace, epic gamers.